Let's look at another method for adding captions directly to our Camtasia Studio project. In this case, we'll add them manually to our project. Now, the first tip for you is to make sure that you zoom directly into your project using the Zoom In tool a couple of times. That way you can clearly see the audio waveform for your project. You'll be able to see the natural breaks in your speech patterns, and you can use those as possible cues for places where you may want to break the phrasing of your text. The next tip is to make sure that you keep an eye on where your playhead is. The basic process that we'll be using is to simply make sure that our playhead is at the insertion point for where we want our new caption to be. Then click the Add Caption Media button to add another caption that will begin wherever your playhead is currently located. Now, the general process for us to follow is to play a little bit of our video so that we know exactly what we're saying, then back up to the insertion point, click the Add Caption Media button, type in our text, check our work, and then move on to the next phrase. It's an iterative process that takes a little bit of time to go through, but with a little practice, you'll be a pro at this in no time. I'll do the first few edits with you, and then feel free to complete the project on your own. Let's begin by playing the first little clip of audio. In this movie, we're going to learn how to use our web browser to navigate to a website. So we'll go ahead and pause that. We can see where the first break is. Let's go ahead and back up our playhead. And then for the first clip, all we need to do is click inside of the first text field and then enter in the text. Let's go ahead and back up our playhead and listen to our phrasing one more time. In this movie, we're going to learn how to use our web browser to navigate to a website. So we'll pause our video and we can see when we end that phrase right about here. So let's go ahead and grab the right-hand edge of that text field and we'll drag it down until it snaps to the edge of our playhead. Now we have the location for our next phrase. Go ahead and play the video and listen to it so that we can add in the next bit of text. All we need to do to begin is to move our mouse over here to the lower left-hand corner of our screen. We'll go ahead and make a break right here at this point. So we'll back up our playhead. We'll go ahead and click the Add Caption Media button, and then we'll type in that next phrase. Once we get the phrase in place, we can play our video one more time so that we're sure we get to the correct endpoint. All we need to do to begin is to move our mouse over here to the lower left-hand corner of our screen. We'll go ahead and pause the video. We'll adjust our playhead back just a little bit so that it's right here inside of this gap, and then we'll go ahead and drag our text field all the way until it aligns with our playhead. Let's go ahead and do one more. We'll push the play button and listen to the next phrase. And click on our Start menu one time. Let's go ahead and end the next one there at that point. So we'll back our playhead back up to our next insertion point, and this time, instead of clicking the Add Caption Media, we'll simply scroll down in the list, click the Append New Caption, and type in our text there. Now our text appears here. We can play the video and make sure we have our correct stop point, and click on our Start menu one time. So it's right inside of that gap, so we'll back up just a little bit, and we'll drag the text back into place. Go ahead and continue on your own, finding each of the different phrase points and adding the text. Remember, you can either use the Add Caption Media button, or you can click on the Append New Caption option right here. Just make sure that when you do either of those options, your playhead is at the place where you want to have the text begin to appear on screen.